What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode with your boy Phrankleen. So today we've got this really powerful topic, the lack of awareness for emotional well-being by African parents. So I've got with me today again one of the subscribers or viewers called Yewande. Okay, she's based in Manchester here in the UK. So I had a previous episode with you, and I'm going to link that on top of the screen and in the description below. You should go and watch that. So today, Yowande's got about 8 bullet points that she's really going to work on, and then hopefully you enjoy this. Okay, right, Yewande.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the lack of awareness for emotional well-being by African parents. Right. Because I feel like it's something that we don't really talk about in our communities. Absolutely. With our children, etc.
Yep.
I believe that most of us, if not all of us, have some sort of toxic upbringing, and it's something that we don't necessarily address as adults.
Yep.
Even might not have been able to do so as children.
Absolutely.
So basically, we just carry all of that emotion. We carry it from childhood towards adulthood, and then we don't necessarily think about how it affects us in our day-to-day lives.
Right.
Or how it plays on our personalities or how people perceive us.
Right.
Yeah. I believe that we don't really break cycles as far as being Africans. I don't know if that's too general, but I genuinely believe that we don't necessarily look at the way that our parents have done things and sort of work towards doing it differently. Hopefully most of us do, but I do believe that if we don't necessarily look at these things, there's no way we won't pass the same thing on to our children, maybe consciously or subconsciously.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We tend to recycle habits a lot. So for example, we do things because our parents do it. We don't necessarily question why it was done. We just tend to, oh yeah, mom did it this way, dad did it this way, so you know.
So it definitely must be done that way.
Yeah. So we recycle habits a lot. And there's also the conversation of generational differences. Like for example, for us that grew up in...
So does that represent what you said just now? Does that represent your first bullet point then?
Yeah.
Which is a toxic upbringing?
Yes.
Okay, so just for the clarity of clarity purposes, so for the benefit of the viewers and listeners, so the first bullet point that she's covered now is toxic upbringing. So the next one is what? Generational differences. Right, crack on.
Yeah, so I believe that growing up in the UK, well, I came here when I was 11.
Right.
So my experiences obviously are not the same as my parents who grew up in Nigeria.
Right.
But then, for, growing up, I used to remember my parents would say something like, oh, you have it easier in the UK because, you didn't grow up in Nigeria, life was hard over there.
Yeah, you get that a lot.
Basically created. And I'm very grateful, of course, for the opportunity that I've been given over here, but there was almost that idea of, why do you have to complain? It's not like things are hard. Because they were able to compare life in Nigeria and life over here.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really able to do so.
Yeah, because you were a lot younger.
Kind of like, well, if we've created this opportunity, why do you feel the need to complain? Like you can't, you don't have it as bad as those who live in Nigeria. So in many ways, that emotion invalidates people.
I love that. So they use that. They use that. Are you saying that they use that quite often to sort of, shut you up and say,
because it invalidates your feelings. Because if you say, for example, oh, I had a hard day at school today, it might even come across as a joke. My mom will probably joke and be like, oh, you think your life is hard or something like that. But ultimately, there is that undertone of just pucker up, you're okay. And compared to other people out there, you're actually doing fine.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I believe a lot of people can relate to that.
Absolutely. I personally can relate to that 100%. So I agree.
Yeah. And there's also the perspective, new ideologies that are being brought inside. I remember that things were they were very stringent. You couldn't really change how things happen. So for example, if you have a way of doing things, you might not be able to do it that way because, as far as being in a Nigerian household, that's how things are done, and it should be kept Yeah, there's always that. Oh,
It's the
this is,
same. It's the
and that also
same
feeds
with
back into what I said about not being recycling habits.
yeah.
Yeah,
It, it's almost the same in most African households, man. It's almost the same. Not just a Nigerian thing. It's almost the same in most African households. Trust me. So the third one is what? Normalization of trauma.
Normalization of trauma.
Right.
So, for example, I am very, very sure that this happens a lot. I see it everywhere I go. I believe parents are very verbally abusive towards their children. And when the child does something wrong, oh, you're so stupid, I hear that a lot. And I feel like it's very normalized in our environment where we don't necessarily look at alternative ways of dealing with it. Some parents are very, very aggressive when it comes to their kids. That's how I see things, because I feel like you have to think about the fact that maybe they've had a long day at work and then this child has done something that's really wrong. But
maybe they just don't know any better.
That's true. But then that's again recycling habits. They don't know any better. They don't know how to. It's either that or they become physical with the child. And I know this is very controversial, but the idea of using pain as punishment is also a way to invalidate people emotionally. I believe so, because if you're going to hit your child because they did something wrong, you're effectively telling them that the way to communicate that to them is that they have to be physically hurt to get your point across. And I'm very sure this is going to be very, very controversial, but...
Do you know what? What my platform is about? I'm sure you know this, right? No one is an epitome of knowledge, and I'm also... one of the reasons why I started this segment is, say it like it is. Let's talk about the uncomfortable stuff. Personally, I'm sick and tired of, being sick and tired of covering up and, being sentimental, just along the lines of what you're saying. These are uncomfortable conversations that we need to have, that we need to repeatedly have if we must change, if we must see a shift in paradigm. Like you're saying, some things are culturally ingrained, and it's like it's a generational sort of entrapment that's being you just force down your lungs. Like you were saying earlier, you don't ask questions. It's like they say in Yoruba, so then they try to make you out as a weirdo. It's the same thing, just the way I bang on about existing outside the box when it comes to religion and stuff. Sorry, I digress, but it's the same thing. I get people just unnecessarily trying to bash me, and it's almost as if, dude, what are you doing? Why how dare you think outside the box?
Outside the box.
Yeah, because if I tell you in a nutshell, I was born in a Pentecostal setting. I grew up as the sort of going to church 3-4 times a week, every special programs, every, what do you call it now? I was in the choir. There's nothing wrong with that if you want to sing in the choir, if you go to church and stuff. But the same doctrines, the same regurgitated BS. Don't ask questions. Just do as you're told. Keep it moving. Nah, man. And like what you were even saying as well. It's the same thing, it's in line with what you're saying. The same thing whereby I've seen children, particularly on this side of the world, where they become curious. They start to ask questions, and then sometimes you get the African parents shouting them down, keep quiet, go into your bedroom, don't ask me questions. Like, I remember a while back I was somewhere, and a 9-year-old boy was thinking like an adult, and he was like, Dad, why do we have to go to church like 4 times a week? Why? Like, honestly, and he was telling his African dad that, why, you always say to me, you haven't got time to take me for tennis classes, right? The boy wants to learn to play tennis. But you can go to church 4 times. Oh, you keep quiet. I keep the house warm enough. You sleep on a nice bed. Blah, you know the rest of the script. Blah, 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 blah. No. Imagine what that boy will have trapped in him. That's emotional abuse in itself.
From a very young age, yes.
And they grow, and then they might then have resentment towards the parents, and then things might go sideways.
I feel like a lot of us do. We just never address it.
Yeah. Right. Thank you for saying that, man. Is that the next one? Is what? Is it gender roles, right?
Yes, we have gender roles. So, for example, you know, the boys. I would have to use boys for this one because I mean, women as females we get it as well. But then the very obvious one is bringing up boys to be very emotionally unavailable. So, for example, you know, if a boy is crying, you tell him, "Oh, why are you crying? You should be a big boy."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Too many times, you know, you tend to, because I feel like what happens eventually is that they become very. I believe that hyper masculinity sort of kicks in.
Yeah.
They feel like they can't express themselves. They can't cry. They can't, you know, say, "Oh, this is how I feel," because they are expected to be boys. They're basically expected to be men from a very young age, and that is continually ingrained into the boys. Oh, don't cry.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's true.
So there's the idea of, I've never really witnessed fathers hug their sons. I feel like that's something I've never really seen because
no, it happens. It's when proud
of what he's done.
No, when Man United defeats Chelsea, yeah, then. No, but on a serious note, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because I realized one of my colleagues was saying to me today about, you know, him going to. Funny enough, it was football. But he just said after at the pub they were catching up, and then his father gave him a hug and kissed him on the cheek, and I just realized that that never actually really happened. Like I can't even imagine a scenario where a father would just go up to his son and hug him and kiss him, and in a normal environment without anything necessarily bringing it on.
Exactly, and have you also noticed in the African setting where, you know, it's almost like it's regarded as weird for some of our African parents. You know, like when you say, "Oh, I love you, Dad," and he just goes dead quiet. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, God bless you, and you think,
that's very true.
What? So sometimes I know that there are some African parents like, "Oh, I love you, Dad," or something, and then you get stuff like, okay, what do you want? Kilo Fair, what is it that you want?
Yeah, like something has to bring it on.
Yeah, like I'm telling you I love you. I'm telling you I love you because I want you to buy me a pair of trainers. No, I'm telling you I love you, and like you say, it's those things being so emotionally dead and flaccid. It's ridiculous, and it's, you know, that I like what you said about that thing. What's that? What are we talking about now? Is it the gender roles we're talking about?
Gender roles, yeah.
Yeah, it's the way, unfortunately, you find that it's a vicious cycle. It's the way the father was also raised. He didn't get that from his own dad, and the dad probably didn't even get that from his own dad, and on like that. So I'm a believer in something. You cannot give what you don't have.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? You can't. Your typical African dad will say, "I'm paying your school fees, I'm putting bread on the table," and they think that's it. Yeah, but hey, that's what you're meant to do, though. That has nothing to do with emotions.
Your